A new wet palette is on the way.
Spiky Bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Baer from SpikyBits.com, and today I have a little bit of a preview, a sneak peek, so to speak. We are going to be checking out the Army Painter wet palette that will be coming out at the holidays, I think in December at some point. We've got an advanced copy to, well, they wanted our opinion on it, but also to help promo it. So I was like, well, get it in my hot little hands. I'll take a look. I'll tell you what I think. I've gone on the record saying I'm not super big on using wet palettes all the time. I'm still not, but I'm definitely going to check it out and let them know what I think. So before I do that, I needed to unbox it for you guys and show you where to pre-order it or order it right now, depending on when you're watching this video. And then I'm going to put it through its paces for a couple of weeks, come back and tell you what I think. So we're going to jump over to the Army Painter's website to show you the official specs on this bad boy right here. Now you can pre-order it here at your local game store, miniature market, dice head, wherever you pick up your hobby supplies to save less. But this right here is just under, let's see, hobby tools, and you can get to it. It's the very first thing in here. Basically, it just says that there's 2 sheets of hydrofoam, 50 hydro sheets with a special inner layer designed to hold up to 6 wargame brushes and 10 hobby brushes from the Army Painter range. And then it just kind of shows you more about it here with the pop-up, like how to kind of put it together, which we're gonna find out here very shortly. And then there's some product pictures. Hey, here's using it, and then you can kind of see the square brushes kind of lock in, which I think is pretty neat right off the bat. And then the actual contents right here, so 13.8 centimeters by 19.8 centimeters over here. So it's not quite as, it's more like a smaller sized that you might be used to. It's not quite as big as it may seem right there, because that's centimeters. And then it's just a product photo of it. So that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot to see right there, but again, if you pre-order it now, the price is definitely going to be $24.99, and I think it's going to be $24.99 when it comes out, so don't worry about that. But at least you know you'll have it as soon as it releases if you pre-order it from Army Painter. Now onto the box set itself. Here you can kind of see it. Army Painter, boom. It's the rather larger box set. Actually, it's a starter set kind of size box right here, so if that gives you an idea how big it's going to be. And then they show you the same contents, the same product spiel that we just saw over there. Now when you open it up, now the box is kind of dinged up because, you know, it just came in a bubble envelope to me. They didn't really, you know, put it in a box or anything like that, but the product itself is well protected inside of the box. And here you can see the wet palette itself, and then inside of a tray, very similar to what you would get in a starter box set with paints in it, is the 2 little hydro palettes and a pack of paper right here. So there's our pack of paper, our hydro palettes, and you can see right there, there's, well, it's kind of blown out but you can see that moisture right there. So there's probably some sort of anti-mold agent on this. I can't smell, so I'm gonna have to get somebody to kind of tell me what that smells like. And then the actual unit itself right there. So now we're gonna open this up, just because I kind of want to show you everything. I've already kind of put some brushes in here. So it's got a nice elastic strap, which is pretty cool, and it kind of holds the whole thing together. Now, I don't know if this holds water. Like, this is just unboxing. Then I needed to get this on record so I can actually use it for a couple weeks and then come back and tell you what I think. So I didn't want to kind of ruin it and not show you the unboxing of it. So I do like this little, like, kind of side tray that you can put stuff in. I find a lot that I actually flip it. When I use wet palettes, I put it upside down, because if I leave this up and exposed, I'm going to get cat hairs and things in it. So I don't like doing that, but maybe you do, and that's just, you know, personal preference, because I have way too many cat hairs here. And then once you get into this here, you can see where the actual brushes kind of clip into there, which is really neat. And then the moisture pads will go in here, and then you'll put the paper on it as well. So I don't know much else about it right yet, or even how to put this in and kind of show you there, but I do know that these are moist. I've actually left this cracked over the weekend, so it appears to have started to dry out, but this one is a little sealed, so that's kind of cool to see. So I'm gonna re-moisten this and assemble it and use it here for a couple weeks, and then come back and tell you what I think.
So it's been about 3 weeks since I recorded that last segment, and I just wanted to show you guys where we're at right now, what I've learned about using the Army Painter wet palette. Now, I've used it on a couple different projects here, some Bane Blades and some Mornfang Cavalry for my Ogres, And I really like it. I think it's a very robust product overall, and it's definitely unlike any of the wet palettes I've used over the years. And I think it's pretty cool. So the elastic strap has definitely lasted. And something else to show you too, because this is already loaded up with some water, is it is waterproof as far as I can tell. So as long as you don't have a bunch of excess water, which I'll show you some sponge tech here in a second, it's not going to leak or anything like that. So once you pull this off and you get your paints and your paintbrush tray, and remember you can always put paintbrushes on here or store 6 of their brushes, whatever you want to do. What I've also found is I like to put this lid into this top right here, and that way you don't get the cat hairs and things. There's also going to be a little bit of condensation. Just, I don't know, just physics. I'm not a physiologist. I don't know how all this works, but you'll get a little bit of water up underneath here. But as you can see, there's no interaction between the paints and the lid, unless I guess you invert it. But why would you invert it? So we'll get that out of the way there. Now moving on to the actual product itself from a kind of like an overview, you can see that the sponge is saturated in the video here. You can also see what look to be dry spots, but that's where it's like kind of weird. And sometimes I don't know what it is, but I tear this, I just grab it too hard. This is actually a very resilient paper. I don't know what this material is, but it works great with these soft body acrylics that we're used to in the hobby, not like that hard body stuff at Michael's, or it comes in the tubes. So you can see here where it looks like it's dry, but it's actually not. It's pretty moist, and it'll just suck up moisture around it. And if you want to squeeze all of these little sections to actually absorb that much moisture, you can. You don't necessarily have to. It holds a good amount of water without that. As you can see right here, I'll squirt a little in here, and even though it looks like it's not moist, it is, and there's a bunch of excess, and you don't want all that excess because then it starts flipping around on the top of your pad and messing up your paints, which I've just put a little bit of bone color in here because we're going to do some quick hyper highlights that I wanted to show you. This is about 2 weeks old paint right here, and as you can see, it hasn't fully dried or anything like that, but I haven't really maintained the palette in 2 weeks. I just kind of wanted to see what would happen when I opened it up. Now I did get, again, I punctured the liner with my brush, and I knew I did this, but I just wanted to see. So it did get through and it got on the pad. I haven't tried to wash it or anything like that, but just be aware that your paints are not going to get through and stain the pad unless they slide off onto the sides or something like that. I just put this on here about 10 minutes ago or so, and it's nice and moist and it looks ready to use, and it just kind of went that way just because we were messing with the paper. But as you can see here, we can get a really great point, and it's nice and creamy and all ready to go, which is really, really remarkable. I don't know what it is about this material and this hydro sponge that they've added to this stuff here, but it's pretty incredible stuff once you start kind of dialing it in and using it. It's very easy to maintain, which is kind of, one of my big things. I'm like microwave Rob, like I gotta have it now. It's got to be quick. Because everybody's so busy, ourselves included, and it's just got to be quick, and it's super easy to use, and I really like that, and I really respect that. It seems like they really put the research and the drive into this, and I mean, the paints are great. It works really, really well. You can even throw your little bottle caps in here if you want to do some washes or something like that. Just clean them out afterwards. I think overall it's a really great product. I've used it for a couple weeks now on several projects. Like I said, pretty much exclusively painted all of these Mournfangs using this here, and I've replaced the paper once. There really isn't anything I don't like about this. I just don't always use wet palettes, but I could definitely see the appeal. I think it's going to be a great product. I think once you start seeing this at all the game stores, you're going to see a lot more people with these because they're very easy to get at your local game store, at least here in the States, and of course in the EU because Army Painter has such great distribution. I think it's going to be a product around the holidays to definitely look for, or perhaps pick up for yourself or your friends, because it's super solid. It comes from a great company. It's very well crafted as far as I can tell. I mean, they even have the little notch on the back here for the little elastic strap. Everything seems very well thought out. It's very thick plastic, and I'm pretty stoked. I've definitely been digging it. I've been using it a few weeks now, and they even want me to say a couple remarks for their compilation big unboxing review video coming out on all their medias too. So I'm more than happy to be part of that, and I definitely big thank you to Army Painter for including me in that as well. But overall, I think it's a great product. You've seen a lot of wet palettes here on this channel. Various price points, various sizes. You know, at the end of the day, it's all about ease of use, availability, and customer service. And I think when it comes to all three of those, Army Painter is probably one of the best out there for sure. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Check out yours, of course, over at armypainter.com. You can scoop one up. We'll put some links in the comments, and also in the description field. The cat's playing with a ping pong ball on the floor because why not? That's it for this one. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all our videos.